confusion, fear were some of the feelings left in the thick of the darkness yesterday night in the ancient city of Ibadan, which was thrown into pandemonium last night when a loud explosion rocked the ancient city, leaving several buildings collapsing. About 2 people said been confirmed dead, with many people injured. The Oyo State Governor, Makinde, has blamed illegal miners' activities for the explosion that rocked the Bodija area of Ibadan, which is the capital of Oyo State. Governor Makinde visited the scene of the explosion and late Tuesday night said preliminary investigations by security agencies reveals that the explosion caused by the explosive devices stored by illegal miners. He also says that thorough investigations were still ongoing and anyone found culpable would be brought to book. Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council has ordered that a thorough investigation be carried out into the explosion. The council gave the directive at its first meeting in the year 2024, chaired by President Bola Tinubu. Briefing State House correspondents shortly after the meeting, the Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru, says that the FEC has also set up a committee to look into other issues like environmental degradation. But let me allow you to listen to the Minister of Defense on what really happened.
In today's deliberation, the explosion in Ibadan was raised, and the government sympathized with the victims and the very good people of Oyo State. And currently, investigation is ongoing to find out the real cause of the blast and to see how best we can prevent it happening in the future.
All right, and that is the outcome of the Federal Executive Council meeting in respect of what happened in Ibadan. Let me show you the extent of the devastation which happened on the city. This is Ground Zero, the epicenter of that incident, and you can see the devastation, the collapse, the buildings affected, and beyond these, also the fact that people have died, several people also injured in the explosion. This devastation is heart-wrenching. Our hearts go out to the people of Oyo State. Let's get some updates and latest coming on this particular incident. One would say it's one too many. I'm being joined by the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Governor Makinde, who joins us virtually from Ibadan. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us. And our hearts goes out to your people. We commiserate with the people of Ibadan and your government. Thank you so much indeed. But give us an understanding of the latest that we know. A lot of speculations, a lot of stories are coming out of Oyo State. But then, from the horse's mouth, as the case is, give us an understanding of the latest now.
Thank you so much, Sheon. Let me first and foremost thank all our well-wishers on behalf of the government and the people of Oyo State for the past 23 hours plus. We've been receiving messages from all over the world. You know, some very helpful and encouraging messages. Also, particularly from the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I spoke to him on phone about 3 hours ago, and he expressed his heartfelt condolences to the people of the state, especially those that have lost their loved ones. And he has also taken practical steps, to support us. He's directed NEMA to be on ground, and they have since been on ground with us. And I will be briefing him in person, perhaps maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow. And all other well-wishers around the world. Our situation is that we've lost now about 3 lives. one individual was confirmed dead today. Also, we've recovered the corpse. But also, we, on the good side of things, we were able to recover an individual alive earlier today from under the rubble. So it's been a feeling of devastation. And also, we've had to deal with a lot of misinformation, a lot of people, spreading fake news. What I'll say is the government is completely on top of the situation. Out of the 77 that were involved yesterday night, about almost 60 have been treated and released. Majority of them who have been rendered homeless, we've provided temporary accommodation for them. And when I visited the site, the Ground Zero, this afternoon, I've asked that anybody living within 250-meter radius of Ground Zero should actually leave, because we don't know much about the structural integrity of those buildings. And as a matter of fact, while I was around, there was another building that collapsed. So from the government side, we're doing everything humanly possible, to support the victims. We've asked the hospitals, to take in patients.
Oh dear. It seems there's a frozen frame in the connection with Governor Makinde. So sad, some of the scenarios coming out of the incident from yesterday. But I don't know if the governor can still hear me saying about 60 people have gone home. Out of those who have been, about over 170 affected. It's asked that the area, people, those who live in about a few meters away from Ground Zero should evacuate, because from his experience, a building went down, collapsing at the moment when he was there, and he's talking to us about the scenario of misinformation, fake news that have pervaded the social media since the incident happened about 24 hours ago, and giving us update on what has happened. He's received a call from President Bola Tinubu about 3 hours ago, and he will be giving him more briefing on the situation. Of course, he's told us about what has happened from yesterday up until now. You can see the Ground Zero, the incident in Bodija area of Ibadan, in the very heart of the ancient city, the capital of Oyo State. Governor Seyi Makinde has been speaking with us on the program. We're hoping to reconnect with him. We know that the Federal Executive Council had ordered a thorough investigation and a probe into what really happened. The Minister of Defense, Mr. Badaru, has addressed the press, talked about what the council decided on the situation in Ibadan. Messages Governor Makinde has said have been pouring in from every part of the world to the people of Oyo State. Of course, our heart goes out to the government and the people of Oyo State over this very sad incident. Of course, a lot of issues have been raised in which we hope Governor Makinde might be able to shed some light on his earlier initial statement in the initial findings of experts and security agencies as to real cause of the situation. I understand that the governor is back with us. As for a moment, we lost your connection there, but if you can just quickly land on your thought as to the update and the latest that we know now.
Well, Sean, I don't know if you can hear me now.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. We've clarified, all the fake news, disinformation that some people are spreading. The truth is that we have identified the company involved with storage of explosive devices in that particular building. We have an individual of interest that the security agencies should be inviting for questioning. And I repeat my my position that anyone that we have that has contributed to putting us, that has contributed to putting this tragedy upon us, we will definitely bring them to book. It is not anything that has to do with banditry or insurgency. It is simply illegal miners who decided to go to an area that is meant, for people to live in, and was using that place for storage of explosives.
So, because some of the eyewitness accounts are very horrifying. We understand that, yes, from what you say, some of the eyewitness say that the explosive devices were being stored there, and when the fire started, some of the occupants ran out of the building with their own children, and the occupants of that building, without warning other people. And there are all those who also say that these people are foreigners. They say they're Senegalese, Namibian. Is that true?
I think, people should learn to trust their government. I'm in this position because the people of Oyo State have asked me to serve them and also to look after their well-being. So, yes, we're trying to uncover the identity of the people. The company involved, we've done a few fact finding, and yes, there are indeed some foreign names within the CAC document of the company involved, but these are still very early days. We don't have any reason to cover up anything. And to be honest, within that environment, you have professors. This afternoon, I've spoken to Professor Onodeko and his wife. We've asked the people within the neighborhood, what has been happening. And indeed, it's a failure, of the neighborhood association, because we always admonish our people, if you see something that doesn't look right, then bring it to the attention of the authorities, and then we'll do something about it. So people within that neighborhood, they are aware of some of these things going on, but it was never brought to the attention of the authority. And one of the things I will be seeking from the president is an approval for us in Oyo State to ensure that any mining activities, anybody that has to deal with explosives, they take it to a storage with the military. And if they need to use it, they go there, collect it, and they are escorted to where they will use it. So in the days ahead, once I have the nod of Mr. President, I should be signing an executive order that will make it mandatory for anybody dealing with explosives in Oyo State to have it stored with the military. And also, mining is an issue that is of importance regarding the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mining is on the exclusive list, but its impact, the issue of environmental degradation, the issue of control of the activities. It's something that is real on ground. And then in the days ahead, I expect that we should be having discussions and landing on what should be the way forward.
So let's get a clarity, Governor. What sort of mining are these people involved with in Oyo State?
Well, Oyo State is, I mean, we have people mining lithium here, some illegally. We have gemstone here. Oyo State is actually the gemstone capital, if you want to say, of the country. If you want to buy gemstone anywhere in Nigeria, the price is fixed in Oyo State. You have also all sort of quarrying, going on here. Some of them, they use explosives, and it's pretty legal, to do that. But there's a process. You have to get approval, and we must know, the authority must know where these explosives are being stored. You cannot just go to a residential area, and start storing explosives in that area and neighborhood.
Makinde, what are the explosive ordnance disposal experts telling you? Is it in the I mean, thankfully you are an engineer, so you probably might be able to have a strong perspective into this matter. Is it in the magnitude of the explosives, or is in the quantity of the explosive? For those who are in Ibadan on the day, several kilometers away, you could hear the tremor of the explosion shook the city. And there are those who will say that it looks like a war kind of situation, where explosion of that magnitude would have been some kind of ordinance that can destroy an area from a long distance. What are the explosive ordnance disposal experts telling you? Is it in the quantity, or in the gravity, or the weight, or the weight of that these explosives?
So it's still early days. They are still gathering a lot of materials on ground out there, and they're piecing that together. We have the team from Abeokuta who just joined them this evening. It is the military explosive experts. They're still putting this thing together. It's just 23 plus hours now since the incident. But I can tell you it's more of the quantity of what these people put together. And we don't want to speculate. In engineering, if you come out to say, look, this is an inch, it should be an inch. It shouldn't be an inch plus or whatever. So in the hours ahead, we will be briefing the people about the exact situation. But what I want to say at this stage is rescue. We've mobilized all the equipment that can, heart-moving equipment that can, take out the rubble and see if anyone is still out there. But the folks heading the emergency response units will be giving information to the people. And I need to make it very clear, we do not have anything whatsoever to hide regarding this. And we will be open completely. And the impact of this is not just being felt within the shores of Nigeria alone. I've had people from all over the world, and I understand that this was even on CNN yesterday. So we will ensure that no information is hidden, from the people.
In the interim, Governor, because of the situation of things involving explosive devices and all what have you, would you be clamping down on mining activities, at least in the interim, until the dust is settled in the state?
Well, Sheil, my approach has always been a little bit different. I don't think you should cut our nose, to spite our face. I didn't go out to ban mining activities in Oyo State because there are people that legally, they may have a reason to mine in this part of the country. They may be international investors. You don't want to also give the impression that, oh, this is a lawless environment. This is an environment where we will not, obey our contracts and what we've signed with people. So it's a difficult route to take. While we are sieving through the situation that we found ourselves, we will not have a knee-jerk reaction to the issue.
I'd like to ask, a lot of people will be wondering, is there no forewarning about such a situation? Well, it also brings to mind what one would say is the biggest lesson for Governor Makinde and the government of Oyo State in this kind of scenario playing out, in terms of rescue effort, in terms of emergency responding apparatus, in this sense. What would be your biggest lesson out of this sad scenario?
Sheil, my biggest lesson here is that we have to, inform our people. We've just set up an agency which we call OMASED, Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development. It's fashioned after MAMSA of the old, and I've had the unique opportunity to sit down with Professor Jerry Ghana, who anchored that at that time. The problem we have is you have professors in that neighborhood, and they have not taken interest in what is happening around them. Even for me, just take the instance of this Alaska airline that just got his window blown up. They were looking for that piece of window, and they sent information around, and somebody got it in his garden and gave it up to the authorities so that they can go ahead and do a lot of analysis on it. That will eventually save so many lives around the world. If something has dropped on my own lawn, I may not have put attention to it. So we have to reorientate our people and let them be conscious of their environment. That way we can avoid things like this, and we can save so many lives. It is something that I have seen within our environment. People just move up and down without actually being aware of what is going on within our environment. So there will be a lot of reorientation, a lot of reaching out to the people, a lot of mobilization for our people to be aware of what is happening within the environment.
Perhaps on a final note, Governor, you've talked about 170-something people that were involved directly. You said how many persons dead now? You said about 60 people have been released from the discharged from the hospital. But in terms of head count, say that again, sir.
Yes, we have 3 fatalities right now. 3, 2 yesterday, and then we discovered another one today. Okay. We have been able to also rescue 1 individual alive. And out of the 77 involved, about 60 have actually been treated and discharged, and they are really going about
how many buildings are involved? Have you done a count of how many buildings are directly involved that have been brought down?
Well, that is a work in progress, but from my assessment of the streets, the environmental there, very close to ground zero, I think you probably have about 10 to 15 buildings, but within 250 meter radius, we'll definitely have more, maybe perhaps 35, 40 buildings. We've reached out to the resident association, and we are in the process of finding out who is where, and then whose building has had maybe roofs blown off, windows blown off, and which one do we have a complete collapse of those buildings here.
Are you able to help? Because a lot of people now will be homeless. What are you going to do? And this is not a poor residential area. This is some elites living in the Bodija area, as I understand. What immediately do you think the government could do for these people who will now be rendered homeless?
Well, what we've done, Sean, is to provide a temporary shelter, temporary accommodation. All the hotels around Bodija, and even where I live in Agodi, we've asked them, they take people in. You only need to show up with your family, give your address, explain to them that you're a victim of this explosion, and you will be taken in. And for some, we've had to provide a stipend for them to even get basic things. I mean, when I met with Professor Emeritus Nadeko and his wife this morning, he told me, look, the dress he was wearing was his son-in-law's dress. So we have provided for them stipend so they can buy a few things. And we are still doing that. The emergency response center, they are taking data, people that have shown up, and we are doing our best as a government to support them.
It's not the best of time, actually. Those who are involved directly or indirectly will tell you the people of Oyo State are in some kind of mourning and still in shock about this devastation. The chief incident commander, the governor of Oyo State, in this incident, our hearts goes to the people of Oyo State and our dear people of the residents in Ibadan. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for talking to us, and we wish you the very best in this moment. We do hope that as much as you have the information, we will help you to pass it on to your people. Thank you so much indeed, and wish you the very best in the coming days. You will need all of that.
Thank you so much, Sean. We are appreciative of the support we have gotten so far, including from Channels TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening, Governor.